Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Watch Anime while it is too freaking hot. Anyway, with that little deviation out of the way, you should know that today is episode 3 of Youjo Senki. And hopefully I got it right that time. Well, at least close enough. But I'm sure those of you who have actually clicked on the video and are waiting for it to start really want to know what's going to happen with your favourite psychopathic little girl. Man. Let's ignore that bit. And, well, I'm sure we all are kind of curious as to who gets on her bad side and who she manages to kill this episode. Oh yeah, because she fought and used that opportunity to escape the front lines. Well, it seems like her plan has worked out so far. Now you need to backpedal a bit. What bad? I was going to say bad publicity. But yep, pretty much. So now she is relatively safe as long as there isn't a artillery strike there for some reason. So she's now part of like research and development. Is that what I'm getting from this? So she's part of an instruction unit, and their duties also include research and development. Okay, I get you. She had to have some shielding, or that's someone else. This fucking intro. So she's now away from the front lines, doing research and development, testing out a new jewel apparently, which I think is where all the magic condenses. That's what I'm imagining anyway. And I'm guessing it isn't incredibly safe and or stable at all. So is this really a better deployment than being in the front lines? Because at least if you die then you get some kind of recognition, at least at her level. Not if you're a low level grunt, but still. This is like a... I'd say like an electro industrial metal. Would that be the correct genre for this? Not so much metal, but it does have those undertones. That's a pretty good song. I might listen to it separately now. How high is she going if she's oxygen deprivation? Because there wasn't that problem before when she was fighting in the clouds. because she has excess magic, she can control the good version of the jewel. We've got the classic mad scientist. It's his invention, so he's overly emphatic about it and needs it to succeed. And because the numbers say it can do that, she should be able to do that in the field. Fucking insane motherfucker. Yeah, and I don't think she's gonna be too apologetic about that either. It's not like he's testing it out firsthand. Well, at least they've got some kind of safety switch. Called it. As soon as like, I was just like messing around, but as soon as she said like, "Oh, good, I'm safe," yeah, she can fill out the report afterwards. I like this back and forth they've got. Kind of a good rapport. Well, if it explodes on using it, then yes, it is defective. And the change of outfits means this has been going on for several days at least. So she appreciates that it could be good technology. It's just in its current state. Yeah. Classic. It's a classic phrase. One that I live by. Well, that's not very nice. That's a phrase that I know and hold quite dear. So, is she writing a letter back to the I can't remember what I'd call them now. Yeah, a request for transfer. Just had enough of the research and wants to go back to where all the fighting is. It's been approved. Does this have like a like when you hand in your notice at work, you've got to work your notice, which is like between a couple of weeks and a month. Is this the same kind of deal? I mean, I've still got to get all paperwork and. Okay. Right. Okay, no, she's still part of the instructor unit, just not doing research and development, going back. Gotcha. That was her plan. Alright. Just had to stick it out long enough to look like she had attempted it at least. Oh, fuck off, false god. It seems like he's about to interfere because she doesn't believe yet. That would be quite a good antagonist, shall we say. Is he now going to make her desperate enough to believe in her? See, that's just no entrapment, blackmail, extortion, all of the above. Times have changed. We know more about the universe, and science is explaining more daily. We don't need to cling to archaic belief systems. At least this god is slightly more believable because he's a prick. It's the benevolent, all-understanding, loving gods that I just cannot stand by. Apart from the mass killings, I agree quite a lot with this girl. Is that a prophetic vision? At least she's still got a letter of transfer. I'm guessing Deus is like God. Because, you know, no game no life is the old Deus. So, I guess that at least. Didn't know what the rest stood for, though. Deus et Vult. Is that Latin? Might be Latin. I know very, very little Latin. Probably more than the average, but... So while she's still under this... While she's still doing these scientific trials, he's going to be pushing it to the limits. Nice play going on his end. Were they like, I don't know, fueling tubes or something? Not sure what the use of them are at the minute. Well, she doesn't have any like speedometers or altimeters on her, so how would she know how fast she's going? We know God did something. Oh, hell. Okay, so he's either driven him to insanity or given him the abilities to perfect the jewel. Oh, this sounds like he's booby-trapped the fucking thing. Believe in God or become a martyr. Amazing philosophy there, mate. Yeah, bye. This is straight up just force admittance to the existence of God or you die. Yeah. That is right. That's exactly what has happened. Everything's blurry. Time freeze again. Is this where he's like, well, you kind of have to believe in me now, don't you? The miracle will be getting it to work, I'm guessing. That's the fucking nutcracker, isn't it? Oh, now... Every time she wants it to work without exploding, she has to pray. And his thinking behind that was, with enough time passing, she'll end up just falling into the habit and then believing in the existence of God. That was a bit quick of her accepting that. Well, it worked at least. But she does seem kind of like out of it. So she didn't have complete control of her faculties there, it seems. Probably because it doesn't work, it's just because of the interference of a quote unquote deity. This is what I. Just because it did work and you had a vision doesn't mean it was God's input that made it work. In this case, yes, okay, I'll concede. But, like if I prayed that, I don't know, if I ordered food and it came half hour early, and it did, doesn't mean God made that happen. So after that, she was transferred back to the front lines, but she's got this new computation gem, I think they called it. Yeah, don't second guess your lieutenant or lieutenant, shall we say? Mm-hmm. Hang on, wasn't this the dude that said that she's like the devil or something? Or a demon? Was it a monster in the guise of a little girl or something? Hmm. To a degree, but killing new recruits isn't part of it. Yep, she's got the strongest duel. She's the only one that can command it. So, in essence, she's better than nearly every person in their military now. So he's in like recon and intelligence. Which is I can't think of any battalions that make her be part of other than I don't know if they've got special units in this. Oh, she can't be seen. Yeah, she can't be seen to be complaining in front of the officers. Was that a compliment? No, she had them killed, didn't she? And because she disobeyed, well, didn't disobey, but disagreed. Okay. On the surface, of it, it's a good opportunity, shall we say? I'm guessing she knew that what she was referring to and decided, it's not, so I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. Her prayers were answered, of course they were. Stop saying things like that. You're calling on the ire of the god. Lieutenant Blackhead. Schwarzkopf. German, if you didn't know. Oh, so that was the reason you initiated that officer training for her. For the empathic and compassion points from the others. She's going to have to say this with a grimace. Slight hesitation there, for obvious reasons. Okay, so now she's going to be called in to be some sort of... There we go. It wouldn't be said if it wasn't her, would it? She's going to now either solo or lead a squad to break through enemy lines. Maybe in like guerrilla style or... You see, you're throwing up these red flags everywhere during this. You know that God didn't allow the duel to work without being praised, so how is she gonna think that this is gonna go through without a hitch? And that's what, her files or some bullshit, or like big picture of her face. Or it's going to be a list of... Well, there you go. Big picture of her face. God wills it. Oh, I've got to create this secret deployment battalion platoon squad, maybe, of soldiers. Who am I gonna be? Who am I gonna put in it? Oh yes, this high-flying super soldier that we've got, that we've just given the most powerful magic jewel to. You see, this kind of... It's not meant to be subtle, obviously. It's a bit on the nose. If you didn't see that coming from a mile off, then there's something wrong with you. I like these artworks. The style is like really rough and scratchy. See, I really like the refined artwork, but this stuff, it's got its own flair, and I really quite appreciate it. I wouldn't be able to pull it off. It would just look like a messy piece of shit, so... And if you haven't noticed, my channel does now have channel art, which I did make myself, if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, go to YouTube and just check out the channel art. Shameless plug. Because she's been given officer training, you've gifted her with a dress that's obviously yours. There's several reasons behind that smile. One is the... Don't worry, you're still growing because you're a young child. You'll fit into it eventually. Ugh. Really? Wow. That isn't condescending at all. And then there's also the point of being, it's a full grown-ass man in the body of a little girl being given a dress in the military as an officer. There are so many levels of this here. But yeah, you know, that girl doesn't know any of this, and is just trying to be nice, because if I get on the first lieutenant's good side here, she won't have me killed. You know, which is a good motivation if you're ever going to have one. And to be fair, in a scene of war like this, not getting killed is probably one of the better motivations you can have. So yeah, there's that. We've now seen that she has got a powerful gem. Obviously, it's going to come into play at some point that it's going to need more power than the average soldier. We've seen that the god interferes when things aren't quite going his way, and when faith isn't strong enough, shall we say. So I can probably, from this, extrapolate a scene from my head. Let's see. Surrounded on all sides behind enemy lines. You want the power to defeat them? Praise my name. Pray to me. Then I'll give you the power to overcome this. That's what I can see happening. And that is such dog shit from the god there, from Kami. The Kami. If I want to interject small bits of Japanese, even if that isn't correct, it's closer fucking enough. It's too hot to think properly about my semantics, so yes. Hopefully you've enjoyed episode 3, and if you have, let me know. You can do that in various ways, one of which would be subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, because you know, there's quite a few of you now subscribing on YouTube, and I really want to thank you guys for that. Not many of you have signed up to BitChute, and you know, that's fine, because if you're primarily on YouTube, you've got no reason to. I understand that. And you know, at first I was a bit skeptical of the website itself, but it grew on me. Unfortunately, it is also filled with utter tripe. But then again, it's not like YouTube is much better. Because, well, it allows me on here, so it can't be great. Nice bit of degradation there. But anyway, like the video and comment, and stick around for anything in the future. If you've got any suggestions for shows that I haven't watched, let me know. Leave them down below. I'll add them to the list of stuff that I've already got, like, shall we say, planned. And if it's not there, I'll add it. If it is there, sell it to me. Or even if it's not there, sell it. Why should I watch it? Because I probably haven't. I've seen very little. And how I choose shows is, there are mainly two criteria. Well, there's lots, but there are two main ways. The first is, how many people say it's good? So if enough people say to watch it, I'll give it a look. The other is, does it sound, you know, as somewhat interesting? Which is how this one got sold to me. I think it boiled down to a single fucking sentence. Psychotic child soldier. Blah, blah, blah. There was more, but you get the gist. So, yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are. And what you want me to see. Might not get round to it. But, well, I will get round to it. I'll probably go through everything in the fucking list. But, you know. If you want me to watch the more, shall we put it as let's use its proper title, because those outside of the know won't know what it means. So if you want me to watch more of the ecchi stuff, then let me know. It definitely won't go up on YouTube, but it will be on the other site if you actually want me to watch it. If you don't care, good, because if I don't want to subject myself to it, I probably won't. But anyway, hopefully you'll join me again. Hopefully it won't be this fucking hot, because if you haven't noticed, I've been wiping my brow quite a lot. And yeah, I need to put the fan back on. So thank you for joining along. Over 400 subscribers now. It is mind-blowing. I'll see you in the next one. Have a fucking amazing day, guys.